I want to solve the differential equation. Solve means find y. To do that, it's something called kind of separation of variables. And what you're going to do is you're going to get the y's by themselves. So the first step is to minus the xy over. You have y prime equals 100x minus xy. Now, I want y back. I need to get this y back over here. So real quick, could I pull a x out of both of these? You get 100 minus y. Could I then divide 100 minus y over? So I now have dy dx over 100 minus y equals x. Now, here's the next step. It's kind of weird, but I put, instead of y prime, I put dy dx. Same thing. Now, could I multiply dx to both sides and make that just dy? So if I multiply dx to both sides, I now have 1 over 100 minus y dy equals x dx. Again, all I did is I multiplied dx to both sides. Okay, now, anybody want to take a guess why I do all this? Because now can you integrate? Are these in all terms of y's and these all terms of x's? You can now integrate both sides. In order to integrate, don't you need a dy and a dx, a change of y and a change of x? So all your x's are in terms of x's, all your y's are in terms of y's. And the key is changing your y prime to dy dx and move the dx over. It's kind of a new, kind of different kind of step. Anywho, this right here, do you understand you have to have the bottom being u? So I'm going to make the bottom u. So what I'm going to do that, you're going to basically end up with, when you integrate this, you're going to get a negative 1 over u du. Are we okay with that? Because when you derive this, you get negative 1 divided over. And this one, when you integrate this, don't you get just x squared over 2 plus c? So, when I integrate this, I get negative 1 ln u plus c equals x over 2 plus c. What's u? Well, I now have negative 1 ln u is 100 minus y. And could I move this c over here? Now, have I defined c yet? Have I defined my c? So could I just move c over and then have a c minus c? Isn't that just some other constant? I haven't defined what my constant is, so can I just combine constants I haven't defined yet and wait till the end to define it completely? Just realize I can add these random constants, we don't know what they are, and at the end we'll make one constant out of all these constants. So that's why I kind of bring this over and make one c over here. The book will put like c1, c2, base 1, base 2, and stuff like that. Anywho, so I got to here. That is my answer. But guess what we want to do? We want to get y equals. So I'm actually going to ignore this for now and make a whole other page because I need to bring this up. I'm out of space. Now to do this, do you understand? Can I first divide both sides by negative 1? I get ln 100 minus y equals negative x squared over 2. And does it really matter, again, the c? Because is plus c and minus c the same thing? It's still c, so some constant. Okay, now, do you understand ln is log base e? So isn't this going to be e to the negative x squared over 2 plus c equals 100 minus y, absolute value? We okay so far? Can we get y by itself? Yes, you can get y by itself. Let's ignore the absolute value for a second. I'll describe later at some point why, but just ignore the absolute value. What you need to know here is I can minus the 100 over, or could I add the y over and minus this over? So if I add the y over, I get y, and then I minus this over. Does that look okay? Ignore y, I'm dropping the absolute value for now. Are we okay for now? Basically, could this be a plus? Never mind. Okay. So, oh, yeah, isn't there a plus c here? Now, wait, my c's in a weird spot. This is going to kind of mess some of you up. But do you understand when you're adding exponents? Watch this. What you have to realize is when I add exponents, can I simply make them both the same base? Oh, can I make this in just a negative 1 out front? Sorry. Make that a negative 1 out front. And then can I just separate these? And when I add these, won't I get that? When you add these two powers, isn't that the same as e to the blank multiplied? And your final answer is going to be y equals, they changed this into a c. E to the c, isn't that another constant? That's c, don't forget the negative, e to the negative x squared over 2 plus 100. That's your answer. A lot of new steps going on here.